Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder. Last time on the Tastemaster SA, the top 6 were treated to a gourmet high-tea experience. They had to recreate the bakes they sampled on a grand scale. The pressure of elimination got to Rochelle, and it was an emotional goodbye. Now the top 5 take on their next challenge.
I am super proud to be in the top 5. I never thought that I would get here.
Ek is baie excited om hierdie challenge aan te vat vandag. So ek is reg, ek is voorberei.
Welcome back to a brand new week in the Tastemaster kitchen. Just remember that we're playing for 150,000 Rand in cash from Capitec Business to further your career, because better never rests.
Yeah.
Rio, that's 150 grand. What does that mean to you?
This 150 grand would open so many doors. It would pave the way to a bigger, brighter future for me.
Yeah.
And grow the business that I've always dreamed of having.
Yeah,
Amazing.
That's it. And along with the money, of course, there's another 100,000 Rand to spend with Samsung, 100,000 Rands worth of KitchenAid equipment,
Yes. So
and of
cool,
course
yeah.
a blast chiller from Electrical Industries online with 65,000 Rand.
So cool.
A lot to play for, and there are only 5 of you left in this competition. You are so close to that title. I'm sure you can all taste it, but you still have a few very challenging bakes ahead of you. So last week we sent you off to a high tea, and since you didn't bring us any doggy bags,
Sorry.
this time we are joining you and taking you out for a treat and having lunch with you.
Thank you.
Yay, aren't we the nicest?
Yes.
So cool.
Let's go.
Let's go and eat.
Yeah, let's go eat.
Walking into the homestead, wow, what an amazing venue. It's so beautiful and tranquil. Excited to see what Fritz and Zola have in store for us.
I know the judges always have a little trick up their sleeve, and I know that whatever's under this cloche has to do with our challenge.
Oh my word, the infamous cloches. This definitely pertains to a challenge.
Sometimes ordering off the menu when everything looks so good can be daunting. So we thought we'd have some fun with it.
Here's how it's going to work. You'll each pick a cloche at random, and what's under the cloche is what you will be enjoying for lunch. Yes?
Okay. Yeah.
So who's going to pick first?
I'll go.
Molly, which cloche would you like?
Okay.
Okay.
It's a hot dog.
I'm excited.
I really hope it's not a bread challenge. I've only baked 2 breads in my life.
Hey.
Big as a bag.
What is this challenge?
Wow, that's so cool. I'm thrown right off kilter. I don't know where this challenge is going.
Oh, wow.
Happy, I see. There you go. Lucky number last.
Yeah.
The best option.
Spaghetti meatballs.
So great to be able to take these pictures of our dishes with the Samsung Galaxy phone and takes amazing photographs and just very clear, and yeah, I just love using it.
Sitting with Fritz and Zola is such a nice experience. I think we're so used to seeing them in the kitchen and like having them judge us, and it's really nice that we get to sit around the table and kind of chill.
Listen, guys, did everybody enjoy lunch?
Yes.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Right, well, I'm going to get this one. Don't worry about it.
Generous Fritz.
Hier kom die waitress met hierdie Capitec kaartmasjien en Fritz is besig en ek wag vir 'n toet gelyk en niks.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
This machine looks a little bigger than the normal size machine.
What's happening here?
Fritz gets a knife, cuts the machine. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is so realistic, Shah.
Oh my word, in die meantime is 'n kyk, dit is 'n koek mense.
Things are not always what they seem.
If that wasn't a clue about what your challenge is today, maybe our guest judge is a better clue. Please welcome our guest judge for this week, Tsepiso Nyagane,
Yeah.
also known as the Gifted Hands, the creator of this gorgeous bake.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Very talented. She is also Tastemaster alumni, you will know.
Hello, contestants. I'm so excited to share my gift with you.
Guest judge Tsepiso, the illusion baker, is incredible. That little card machine was deceiving.
For today, we want you to recreate the lunch that you had, but as a dessert.
And at least one of the items that you make has to be baked, and it has to, of course, use royal baking powder. We want your bakes to be so realistic that they fool even the most trained eyes. That's our eyes. Yeah.
I have never made hyper-realistic bakes, but I have used fondant, so I think that helps me.
Each of you took a picture of your meal using your Samsung phone, and this you can use as a reference. But then there is one more thing, and that is the matter of the royal baking powder pin.
Yes, so Renuka, as the holder of the royal baking powder pin, of course you have an advantage in this challenge, and your advantage is that you can swap for any other meal. So you're welcome to keep your own, or you can choose any of the others.
I think I'm happy with what I got. I trust what I got, so I'm keeping it. Thank you.
Okay.
I thought she was going to take my hot dog, and I was going to be really disappointed.
Right, guys, let's head back to the Tastemaster kitchen where Tsepiso will take you through a masterclass to show you some of her baked illusions. Ready to go?
Ek is baie opgewonde oor vandag se masterclass. En ek het al chef Tsepiso se werk gesien, maar ek het net nie geweet dit is sy nie, maar haar koeke lyk stunning.
Since competing in the 3rd season of the Tastemaster SA, Tsepiso's brand, The Gifted Hands, has become a viral success, and her hyper-realistic cake designs have won her multiple awards.
My love for baking started way back in high school. I took home economics as one of my subjects. I remember I used to ask my mom to buy me drum magazines because there were recipes at the back. So I'd try out those recipes almost every day, and the rest is history. Being a contestant on the Tastemaster SA Season 3, it is so fun. My key takeaway on the show was I realized that I don't know as much as I thought I knew. So it forced me to go back to school. I went to culinary school and I learned pastry. I'm a qualified pastry chef now, and which I wasn't when I was on the show. I also created lasting friendships. It was the best time of my life. Going back as a guest judge is so exciting. I am so honored and I can't wait for the experience. What I'm looking forward to in this challenge is the creativity. I'm looking forward to the techniques that they're going to use and make everything from scratch. Don't take anything ready-made. To impress me, I want to see the details. The finer the details, the more realistic your cake will look. And more importantly, it has to taste amazing. Welcome to my masterclass. Today I'm going to show you how I make my burger cake and how I make it realistic. Here's a cake I baked earlier, and you guys know that every good burger deserves a good bun. So you're going to carve the bun first. So I'm just using this as a guide. Alternatively, you can just bake a round cake.
Chef, would it be better if the cake was cold before you carve it?
If you're using a sponge that's oil-based, it's always best to have it cold. But if it's a butter cake, it's always in the right texture. So we're going to crumb coat it with chocolate ganache. So the reason why I use chocolate ganache is that it sets quicker than buttercream. Okay, that's ready. So we're just going to add our fondant. So I'm going to put ivory fondant on this and a bit of airbrush to give it texture and realism. Okay, if you paint it, there'll be brush strokes.
There are certain things that needs to show certain textures, for instance meat. So the brush stroke then works better on that.
You can't airbrush that. You'll have to paint it.
The paint, yeah.
I think this looks perfect.
I have to recreate bangers and mash, and I find that that is possibly going to really help me make the bangers look very real.
So I just need to do the seeds for the top of our burger, because we want it as realistic as possible. Okay, so we're going to make small balls into the shapes of the sesame seeds.
That looks good.
Okay, Okay, bun's done. Thank you for your help. So now we're going to move on to the filling. So I've already done lettuce leaves. I've done an onion, and now I'm going to show you how to make a realistic patty and the cheese. So you're going to use a clover custard to make the cheese, and because this needs to sit in the fridge, you're going to start with the cheese. So in this bowl I have gelatin. There's 3 tablespoons of water that I have microwaved, and I'm going to add 125 milliliters of clover custard. Mix it nicely to make sure that there are no lumps, so that it's nice and smooth. So I have acetate sheet on my pan. This will enable me to remove it nice and clean, and I'll pop it in the fridge to sit.
The clover custard cheese is actually such a brilliant idea.
The patty is made out of chocolate cereal. I have marshmallows and chocolate. So we already melted the chocolate and marshmallows and just put everything together. Mix it up and add our cereal. Now this is where gloves come in handy. Once you don't see any streaks of white marshmallow, then it's ready. So you're just going to shape it into our patty, depending on the size of your cake. So my patty is ready. So I'm just going to assemble everything.
Oh, that actually looks very realistic.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, the cheese is ready and it's set. So here I have all the components that I'm gonna need. So this is my barbecue sauce. I made it out of glucose and food coloring, but you can also use piping gel for this.
The barbecue sauce with some glucose and gel food coloring is such a great tip. I'm definitely gonna try it in the challenge.
So this will also be nice to help us stick our lettuce onto our cake. Okay, and then put a bit of tomato.
These onions are the most ridiculously clever things I've ever seen in my life.
Did I make someone hungry?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes, really good.
Now for the moment of truth, we're gonna put our cheese and peel it off gently.
Wow, the burger being assembled in front of us. If I didn't know any better, this looks pretty realistic.
That is
Melted cheese, yeah, that's amazing.
That looks so good.
Oh my word.
That's pretty cool.
Chef, jy's 'n eyster.
Yeah.
There we have it.
It's amazing.
Wow, this burger looks real. It doesn't even look like a cake.
Wow. Just wow. I mean, wow. So this is a very tricky challenge. Not only are we expecting you to wow us with the visual, but we also want you to make big things happen with the flavors.
You will have 3 hours to complete your baked illusion, and remember that by the end of today, one of you will be going home. But on the flip side, the winning bake from today will earn themselves not only the Royal Baking Powder pin, which will give them an advantage in the next challenge, but will also be walking away with a brand new Samsung 30-litre bespoke grill microwave with grill fry. Lekker!
Nice. Oh, I would really love that microwave.
Are you ready to get baking?
Yes.
Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, bake!
Ek is baie excited om steak and chips te maak. Ek gaan my ondervinding gebruik in hierdie ronde, so watch out.
Up next, inspired by Tsapiso's masterclass, how will the contestants interpret their bakes? Indulge in the new smooth and creamy clover custard. Perfect for you, perfect for the family.
I had steak and chips with a nice tomato sauce and micro herbs on the side. So for my steak, I'm just gonna use a nice chocolate chunk cake. And then for my chips, I'm gonna use a shortbread. And my micro herbs, I'm gonna make out of gum paste. Everything must look as real as possible. I'm starting now with my cake. In my cake batter, I'm adding clover double cream yogurt just for extra moistness of a lekker klammigheid in my koek.
I got sushi for lunch today. I took a photo of it on the Samsung Galaxy. I'm gonna use a cake as a plate. I'm also gonna recreate the sushi by doing a sort of rice pudding. And I'm gonna do the fish with the coconut marzipan just because it tastes better than fondant. And I'm making a coconut sauce for the soy sauce. I am making a coconut cake using royal baking powder in it just to make it light and fluffy so that I don't have a dense, horrible cake.
So I had the spaghetti and meatballs today, and I'm so excited to recreate it. I am going to be baking a chocolate cake. It's a very fudge-like cake. In my cake mix, I have cake flour, cocoa powder, royal baking powder. There's also oil as well as butter because I want the cake to be really moist. I'm going to use buttercream as my spaghetti. I'm going to make a very tart raspberry sauce, and then I'm going to make cake pops out of the chocolate cake and use them as the meatballs.
I have bangers and mash, so I'm going to go with a milk tart mashed potato. I'm going to top it with a cinnamon sponge that is now going to be my sausages, and the gravy I'm going to do a nachi and caramel sauce.
I got a hot dog, and the way I'm going to recreate it is a brioche bun, a mousse for the sausage, and a strawberry gel, and some churros as fries. I'm doing a take on an Indian dessert called kulfi. So I'm taking inspiration from those flavors, which is pistachio, cardamom, saffron. I am also warming up my syrup for my mousse. And that's so far what I've done.
I'm very happy with my cake mixture. So now I'm just going to cut my chocolate into chunks and then also add it to this mixture because I want that chewy kind of texture with the chocolate chunks in the middle.
Is that for your sauce?
Yes, it's my berry compote, but I'm going to have a little chocolate cake at the bottom and then have a little bit of berry compote and a ganache in between the two thin layers of cake. Then I'm going to buttercream it, and then I'm going to use buttercream as my spaghetti.
Don't you think there'll be too much buttercream with the ratio of the cake?
Remember, then I'm also going to have the cake pops at the top that doesn't have buttercream.
I'm mixing my mousse and it's splitting. It's saying, you don't want to be together. Okay.
Muli,
Hi.
you're having some challenges.
So this was a caramel mousse, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new one.
So
So you're
the
making the sausage out of the mousse?
Yes. So what I'm going to do is pipe it, roll it into a sausage shape, and put it in the blast chiller.
Like your freeze? Okay.
Freeze. And then I'm going to coat it.
For your bun, are you using cake?
I am not using cake. I want to go with what I know. So I am going to make a brioche bun.
Oh,
I'm making my rice pudding right now. I'm just boiling my rice with some coconut milk, vanilla, some cardamom, and some salt. Then I need to pull that off and pop it in the fridge. I've decided to make a mango and ginger curd to go inside my cake because mango is traditionally served alongside this sticky Thai rice pudding.
I'm done with my cake. It's in the oven, so it's busy baking.
For your steak, nice.
For my steak, yes. And then for my chips or my fries, I'm gonna make shortbread, and then I'm gonna cut it into the shapes of the chips here.
It can look real. It's just that if it's overbaked, then it won't look like fries. Yeah, just be careful.
your coloring is everything on the
Yes,
fries,
yes,
you said, no?
yes.
Thanks for that tip, chef.
I'm currently busy with my milk tart mixture. This is going to form the basis of the mash. The trick for milk tart is that once you add the eggs into the hot milk mixture, you need to make sure to continue stirring. As soon as the milk tart mixture is ready, I scoop it into a tray and I put some cling film over it to prevent a skin, and I get it into the refrigerator to set.
Right, contestants, 1 hour down. You have 2 hours remaining to complete this challenge. Let's keep on pushing.
Keep it going, guys. Keep the pace up.
Ek is nou eigenlijk bezig met my micro herbs, die blaartjies. En techniek met fondant is jy moet dit bietjie vir bietjie moet jy jou kleur insit. Want as jy te veel insit, dan kan dit dalk jou fondant se tekstuur opmors. Ek vat my koekiekatte en ek sny die vormpies van my blaartjies uit van my micro herbs. En dan vat ek die stick met die ballpoint en ek rol dit op hierdie pad uit.
With 2 hours left, I am busy with the creme pat, which is similar to a milk tart mixture, but I think it yields a different texture. So I want to create a different look to my mashed potato and to make it realistic. What does that look like? A little bit of mash with a lot of butter.
Muli, those buns look like real. hot dog buns.
Wow!
You got the memo that this is supposed to be a dessert, yeah?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It looks very promising. They look very good.
And your fries?
So I'm making churros. So I've put them in the blast chiller as a flat thing, and then I'm gonna cut them into fry shapes.
That's how she's getting the square. We were wondering. Okay, so that's your solution. Is this type of baking something that you've done before?
I have never done realism baking. I honestly hate it.
No offense, Tepiso. No, to you, girl. Well, that's why we give you these challenges, to take you out of your comfort zone, hey?
Yeah.
No, I'm within.
Okay, stay within then. Stay within. We'll leave you to it.
So today I'm going to use clover cream for my chocolate sauce. Ek gaan dan daar warm saus vat en dit oor my warm koek gooi sodat dit infiltreer en die koek lekker mooi is binnekant.
Icing is the most difficult thing I've ever done in the world of baking. It either lands up a little bit curdled looking or looking like soup. And the same thing happened today. Here, let's pop this over. It actually sucks.
Make big things happen by participating in this week's viewer competition.
Show us your interpretation of this week's challenge. Bake your best illusion cake using royal baking powder. Upload it onto socials by replying to the competition post and using the hashtag #TheTasteMasterSA and hashtag #BakeMoreMemories. And you could win a KitchenAid stand mixer of your very own.
Happy baking!
Congratulations to the winner of our episode 8 viewer competition, Talia Novella, with her unique South African interpretation of a pâté en croûte filled with lamb potjie and served with fresh mint. Who will influence the nation with their creative bakes? Bake more memories with tried and trusted royal baking powder.
Philip, is that the steak happening right there?
It's my steak.
Okay. I assume you're going to cut it into a steak shape.
Yeah, I'm going to cut it into a steak shape. I'm going to carve it saline fondant. So this is just
Okay, so that's the flavor component. Okay.
Yes.
What I'm doing right now is making my mousse sausages. I'm so happy with how these are turning out. These are literally better than what I expected.
I'm currently making a caramel nachi sauce that's going to replicate my gravy. It's starting to look like gravy. I just want to infuse it a bit with the nachi peel so that it sings nachi and not just caramel.
The cake was quite moist, and obviously we're rushing against time, but this is actually the bottom layer of the cake, so it's fine. Then still going to do spaghetti over the top and stuff like that. So this is going to get covered actually in buttercream. With an hour and a half to go, I still have a lot to do. I don't feel that time is on my side today.
I am using the clover salted butter for my buttercream. This is the main ingredients. It has to be good quality, salted, and yeah, it's going to add some creaminess. This is a big element in holding the shape of the bangers that I require.
No! But I'm busy dyeing my soy sauce black. It's a coconut sauce. But that black lands up all over my face. I tried to taste my sauce.
Yeah, I like your new lip color.
Yeah, very gothy.
Very fitting.
I love the teeth. My gosh. That was unexpected.
That's quite a look you got going there.
Oh, guys.
What are the pistachios for, actually?
The avo. There's avo in it, and there's wasabi.
Okay.
And ginger? We got ginger, pickled ginger?
Ginger.
Okay. And what is that made out of?
Ginger.
Oh, so that's going to be actual pickled ginger?
It's gonna be candy ginger.
Oh.
Okay. In order to make the cake pops, I'm now adding the buttercream and I mix it together in order to get it nice and soft, but also to hold together. Once the cake pops are molded, I then roll them into chopped walnuts just for some texture and some crunch. I'm going to dip the meatballs in melted chocolate, and then I'm going to use crumpled up foil just to give it some texture.
For my bangers on mash, I require the sausages. Add some of the buttercream to the cling film, smooth it out. I add a rectangular piece of cake, roll the cling film and the buttercream simultaneously, and then tighten the ends. And it's pretty cool because it's starting to look creased on the sides, just like, a sausage would look like.
Your sausages look like sausage.
Yeah. I'm gonna try something I haven't tried before. I'd like to create a crunch, and I was hoping to create like little onion rings on the side. So I've got funnel cake mixture in this. So I'm gonna do that on the side, and then you guys can put it on the top, and then hopefully scoop and have some texture.
That is fun, yeah. And this is the meat sauce, hey?
That's the meat sauce.
Very convincing.
So I used a bit of balsamic vinegar instead of lemon juice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's got a nice tang to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Time is running out, so I need to start getting on my sashimi. I look at my marzipan that I've made, and it's actually horrible. So I'm scrapping that idea. I'm using fondant.
This is pretty.
That is pretty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Looks good.
You still gonna paint them a little bit more?
Yeah,
or-
I'm gonna add more.
Okay, we're looking over at your chips over there. You happy with how those turned out?
No.
I think the reason why you're probably not okay is they spread a little much. I think you need to cut them, refrigerate them, or freeze them, then bake them.
Also, my chips on my plate this morning was also flat.
Yeah, but not that flat. We were there, Philip. You can't fool us. We were
Sorry,
there.
judges.
I am happy with the color of my spaghetti. I'm not concerned that my buttercream is going to overpower the judges. The idea is to put on the pasta more on the outside of the cake and then put on the meatballs and the sauce.
I'm cutting a hole in the middle of my cake because the middle is underdone. Past Rio thought of future Rio and toasted some coconut prior. So I'm shoving coconut into the hole of my cake. Problem solved. I'm using a mango and ginger curd inside my cake just to bring the ginger accompaniment from my sushi into the cake itself and putting my frosting over it. It definitely needs some work, but I need to get my elements onto my cake.
Contestants, you have 1 hour left to go. 1 hour to make your magical creations.
Come on, guys. It's looking so good, eh? Looking so good.
Really? I was not convinced, but I'm convinced now, babes.
I'm glad you're convinced.
I mean, they're a little bit darker than your chips, but I think that ideally this is an ideal chip color.
Yes, I think
like a
so
chip.
too.
I actually think the real deal was done wrong.
Yeah, the real chip was wrong.
Right, right.
I'm currently busy with just getting my plate set up. Looks like mashed potato to me.
What I'm doing right now is making my strawberry gel or sauce, tomato sauce. My strawberry sauce is set. Put it into a bowl and use a stick blender to loosen it up. Add some tomato-looking colors, blend it up until I get the right consistency.
I'm slicing my sushi and assembling my row of fashion sandwiches. The rice is looking good. I'm pretty stoked with the flavor. I don't know what it should taste like, but it don't taste half bad. I'm happy with how this is looking.
To make my Parmesan cheese, I use a big knife to make shards of chocolate and then chop it up finely to look like Parmesan cheese. Parmigiano.
I am literally thinking I'm not using enough food coloring because Rio is going hard with the food coloring.
Molding my fish is a battle. Fondant ain't easy to work with. I thought it might be like Play-Doh, but it's not.
Ek gebruik my bruin food coloring om my steak in te kleur. So ek gebruik bietjie van my koekkrummels, van die donkerbruin koekkleersel en ek meng dit met 'n bietjie chocolate ganache en ek sit dit in daardie streep dat dit kan lyk as wat van 'n rooster afkom. Ek verf alom, sover lyk dit goed.
Shoe Philip, 2 kgs. Oh, that's what you're going to present, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it must match my chips and my...
Yes,
and
yeah.
my
I think
other
everything
elements.
is just ratio-wise got to
Yeah.
look like it belongs on the same plate.
And your fries, did you get them right?
A little bit boomby, but it's okay for now.
With a few minutes to go, I really need to get onto the sausages. So I take edible paint and I use a mixture of yellow and brown. It's looking realistic and I just wish I had more time on these. I think I would do a much better job.
Contestants, it is the final 10 minutes. Please, let's finish up and plate those bakes.
Let's go, contestants.
It's time to bring this cake to life. So I add on my meat sauce and then I place on the meatballs.
I start arranging the 4 bangers on and then as the finest flourish, I put on the micro herbs and the nachi and caramel sauce. And I'm loving how this dish looks.
I've got a few minutes left and I'm rushing to get everything onto my cake. Luckily, my zucchini is looking great. Soy sauce is looking great. My sushi is looking sort of like sushi.
Putting fondant on the sausage is taking way too much time. It looks as close to a normal looking hot dog as I could possibly get it.
Ek vat my steak, maar ek sien dit is bietjie te groot, so ek sal dit moet in die helfte insny. Ek vat my chippies sit dit op, my micro hubs en my tomatiesaus.
They are literally just a few seconds on the clock and I need to chop my one chopstick into two, and you can't eat sushi with one chopstick.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop baking, everyone. Well done.
Wow.
I actually enjoyed this challenge. This is kind of rustic, out of my comfort zone, but yeah, it was fun.
I'm worried about the presentation. It's just a little bit dear mekaar, but I'm trying to bring my personality to the plate.
I had so much fun with this challenge. It was such a cool challenge. I think what's going to impress the judges is the fries. I don't know if it's cake or chips, so.
Actually love the whole challenge. It looks almost like the real thing.
I am proud that this actually looks like a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs with a meat sauce, and I've got Parmesan on the side, so I'm happy.
Up next, after a grueling 3-hour bake, contestants present their baked illusions. Who will fool the judges?
Better never rests, so be the star to take your baking to the next level with Capitec.
Do it like this. Do it like get it, move it, own it. Do it like this.
Bespoke.
Ek het my alles gegee in hierdie ronde. Ek sal nou nie sê op die standaard van 'n Royal Baking Powder pan nie, maar ek is tevrede met my werk.
Philip, did you have fun in the Taste Master kitchen today? You look like you did.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I definitely had fun today.
Did everything with your bake turn out the way that you'd envisioned?
99% yes, the other 1%, but like I'm not going to focus on that. I had fun and I'm satisfied with whatever I put on that plate.
Very convincing. I like the way you created the bar marks or the grill marks.
The chips are not necessarily 100% the way you wanted them to go. I see you cut them a little bit.
Yeah, I did use the grater.
I think that was the right call to make because everything is in ratio.
I think it's a good thing that you reduced the size of the thickness. Now it looks like a proper steak.
Okay.
Yeah, cut that steak,
Ready?
please.
Dit was my probleem. Wanneer Fritz so ernstig lyk en wanneer Zola net so met 'n mooi oë speel en hulle wys geen gevoel nie. Stressful.
So Philip, even though your chips didn't quite look as realistic, they do taste fantastic. The shortbread texture is really lovely. It's short, it's crumbly. The cake, it's lovely and moist, it's moorish, it's a delicious chocolate cake. The acidity in that tomato sauce as well. It might be a little pink and a little light, but it does taste really fresh and lovely. And in combination, actually, this bake is very cohesive. So good baking.
Thank you.
I also loved the cookie. It's very good. I'm not sure about the sponge. It's a bit rubbery for me, but the chocolate is coming through. It's very nice.
Well, I got some delicious pieces in your cake. Maybe it was some of those chips or something that you added in there. But this water cookie.
Amazing.
So mooi. Yeah.
Thank you, Philip.
Okay, baie dankie.
I feel like I have a good chance at making top 4. I gave hyper-realistic a dish that I'm very proud of.
Gosh, Mel, this looks very realistic. And I love that you've gone completely like milk tart flavors and enhanced that. So it's a completely different dish. I think you're going to be playing with our minds here.
That's the beauty of a challenge like this. Taking you out of your comfort zone, making you think in such broad terms that you surprise yourself. So well done. I'm expecting to eat sausages and mash here. So this is definitely going to mess with my mind, but I'm ready.
Zola, I'm so happy I'm playing mind games with you right now. So privileged to hear these crazy compliments that are coming from you.
Mel, such a clever idea adding those onion rings. Such a thoughtful concept because that texture makes it complete. It really truly is the experience of milk tart. Obviously, the mind is boggled. The icing on the cake's a little bit grainy.
Okay.
But when you get a bite of the entire experience, makes it a complete flavor profile, and I think that's been driven home successfully.
Thank you so much.
I loved every component. Everything is just beautiful.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your gravy for me, I think, is such a highlight in this dish. I like that you took the caramel quite far.
Yeah.
So there is a little bitterness to it, and that works so wonderfully with the custard. Bravo. Who knew sausages and mash could be so exciting? This was a stroke of genius. I think that the techniques that you applied, you can be proud of yourself for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Sure, guys. Best compliments ever.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great effort.
My hands are trembling, my heart is racing, and I am super nervous.
Still happy with your choice of spaghetti and meatballs? No regrets?
No regrets.
Okay.
No regrets.
Okay, did you have fun?
I had fun, yes. I'm proud of what I put out.
Good, good.
I love the texture of the meatballs. It looks really real, and the sauce looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think you've been clever with putting the cake underneath to give yourself some height there instead
Yes.
of just, adding buttercream as much as you could.
Right,
Okay,
serve it
let's
up.
taste.
Someone has to go home today, and I'm really hoping that it's not me and that I'm safe to bake another day.
I love the sponge. The sponge is very nice and moist. And the fact that you added the raspberry, because it's very rich, it balances the sponge very well.
Renuka, your raspberry balsamic sauce is so good. It's so intense in flavor, and it's just the amount of acidity that you need.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that was genius. Really, wow, that created a lot of depth to this bake. And I think you got your flavors in balance.
Yes.
And that's critical.
Absolutely. In terms of realism, I think
Yes.
that, you look at it and you're like, I can see that it's trying to be spaghetti and meatballs, but it isn't quite,
Yes.
But I think a really good effort.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really
Thank you so
appreciate it. Well
much.
done.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Renuka.
Thank you, judges.
Thank you very much.
I'm not feeling nervous at all. I feel really proud of myself. And whatever happens, happens. I couldn't be happier.
Muli, you should be so proud of yourself. I mean, probably the most realistic tomato sauce I think I've seen in the kitchen today. That looks great.
Tomato sauce.
Is it?
I mean, those churro chips are ridiculous.
Amazing.
Thank you so
That
much.
has gone beyond. Sausage, Vienna, maybe not the most perfect item on this bake of yours, but yeah, all in all, just looks great.
Do you know, I think it looks very convincing. You know how the end of a Vienna looks a little bit wrinkled?
Yeah.
And you managed to do that. Yeah, I think you did a good job.
Ready to taste?
Yes.
The judges biting into all of the things that I've made, I hope my flavors are there.
I think you're one of the most flavor-conscious bakers. You had a good thinking pattern behind it all, but I don't think it came together as well as I'd hoped. Like the tomato sauce for me is very rose. It kind of lingered with me. Your brioche, it's a hard thing to bake if you don't have the time. So I understand that. So within that spectrum, I judge this brioche. I think it's as good as you can do with the time that's allowed. The thing I probably liked the most was this Vienna. The mousse was so delicate and beautiful. The fondant wasn't an issue, at all.
I enjoyed the bun with the mousse, very nice. The tomato sauce was a bit overpowering, the rose, because it lingers in the mouth. But everything else, the chips, amazing. Well done.
I think the chips are so fun. I love the whole dipping and eating the chip. I think that was an inspired idea. For me, I think that if you'd made a donut, it would have, been sort of a cushier, given you more of a hot dog kind of feeling. And for me, I think it's such a fun dish. Yeah, a really good effort.
You can be proud, Muli.
Yeah, those chips alone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Muli. Oh, I love the chips, man.
My presentation might be lacking, but I'm hoping my flavors are slapping.
I have to say though, your rice looks incredible. I mean,
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really looks good.
It is rice, right? Okay.
So it looks like rice.
Because it's rice. What's the firecrackers on the top?
I thought that we had to include our cutlery. So I thought I've got to make some chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
Is that salmon on the side?
Yeah,
Salmon and tuna, hey?
Yeah.
Let's cut into the sushi cake.
I don't know what to expect. I'm terrified.
Rio, I think that your sushi is sensational. The flavor of that, the textures in that, the way you added sprinkles of that food color to create this imitation crab, I think that was inspired. This is more of a sushi themed cake rather than a sushi illusion cake. It's a pretty cake, it's a pretty bake, but I think that it's kind of off brief for me.
The sponge is amazing. I love the texture on your sushi and the dip. It's very nice. I thought you were going to maybe cut the cake into small blocks and then cover that in your rice sushi. Yeah.
Because then you would be speaking to me about creating the lunch plate that you had.
I don't think it's that innovative, whereas your cake flavors and everything for me is very beautiful, but the plate is dominating the whole presentation. And the consistency of the soy, the consistency is very thick, which takes it away a little bit from the actual experience, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't realize that it would have thickened up like that.
And then obviously the sashimi, just doing it out of fondant is not what you set out to do, but that is how it ended up and is being presented. But you're a good baker, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rio.
Rio. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Decisions have to be made.
Absolutely. You ready, Tepiso?
Hey, I don't know.
Next up, who will be safe and who is going home? Now you could win 50,000 Rand from the Tastemaster SA and Capitec Business. Reply to the competition post on the Tastemaster SA social media pages with a video sharing your small business story and how you'll use this Capitec boost to further the growth of your business. Use hashtag #BetterNeverRests and hashtag the Tastemaster SA with your entry and tag at Capitec Bank and at Tastemaster SA if entering on Instagram. You can also WhatsApp your video to 065 672 7127. Entries close Sunday 28 July. T's and C's apply. Who will influence the nation with their creative bakes? Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Contestants, today was definitely a grueling challenge. We did ask a lot of you. I'm sure you all are physically and mentally exhausted, but one thing I can say is that we're very proud of you and you should be proud of yourselves, so please give yourselves a big round of applause.
Now it is my honor to announce the best bake of the day. The contestant not only boggled our minds with the aesthetics of the bake, but also transcended us with a whole different classic baking profile in terms of flavor. The contestant who baked the best bake of the day is Mel.
I am stoked. Best experience ever. So excited.
Mel, please come and receive your blue apron, which signifies this win, and of course, your Royal Baking Powder pin. And remember that you're walking away with a brand new Samsung 30-litre bespoke grill microwave oven with grill fry.
Right. Come and get it.
Having been in most eliminations and not winning anything for all the challenges, this is a pretty cool one to win, and it feels so validating.
Now for the difficult part, but as you know, this is the Tastemaster SA. There can only be one winner, so somebody has to go home. The next person to be leaving the Tastemaster SA kitchen is Rio.
I'm feeling numb. Today will be my last day on the Tastemaster.
We felt that, unfortunately, your bake wasn't quite to brief. We asked for a realistic representation of your lunch plate, and what we felt you produced was a cake themed as sushi. You are a wonderful baker. It's been amazing having your amazing energy in the kitchen. We know that you're going to go on and do amazing things. So if you'd like to say any last words before you leave us?
It's been an incredible experience being here, and I've met such abundant, beautiful people, and I've loved every moment of it. So thank you and you and you and all of you and the contestants before.
Well said.
Well said.
Thank you so much. Please say your final goodbyes and hang up your apron and leave the Tastemaster kitchen.
Dankie, Dave, dat je langzaam gegaan hebt bij Rio. Wat lief bij mij,
It's so sad that Rio is going home. I just feel like meeting the brief is so essential at this point. It's literally critical.
To my fellow contestants, I want to thank you for everything and I wish you all the very best going forward in this competition and beyond that.
Well done to all of you for making it through to yet another round. We will see you at the next challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay!
Top 4, I am so excited.
Top 4! Top 4, guys.
Top 4. Sounds surreal.
I'm just flying on cloud 9.
Ek is nog in die competitie. Ek is hier om te wen.
Next time on the Tastemaster SA, the top 4 take on fine dining to impress a multi-award-winning chef with Michelin star experience. From our family to yours, the Tastemaster SA, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Only you can make my day.
Well, Mzansi, as you saw earlier, we were getting a handy moment of advice when it comes to the subtle nuances and the many ways to elevate one's look. And Charli X-Boy has come through and shown us exactly how to deliver, smashing that box right now. And just finish off an incredible fade on the eye here. Charli, how's it going, by the way?
Oh, love it.
Love it?
My little tip, and I think a lot of people don't know, using blush.
Okay.
Blush. Ooh, story of mine. Never liked blush. I thought it was one of those things, 80s child.
Yeah.
Blush is the best thing ever. From eyeshadow, lipstick, anything. Transformative product. So now I'm taking this little shimmer blush and just in the crease of the eye and over the lid.
See that?
And just, cake a boy.
Yeah.
I love how impressed Raul is.
I don't know why, I never pay attention to these things. Obviously, for a guy, you just see the overall effect. But when you look at how much effort, look at how much thought goes into this, I have a new appreciation for the face beat. So, Carissa, I'm going to be appreciating and respecting you so much more and understanding why women are spending so much time on these looks, because it's like artwork at the end of the day, and you are the beautiful Candace that presents that. So, well done, Charli X-Boy, coming through with the good tips, coming through with some great stuff, and we're going to carry on with this tutorial, but also bring some other tutorials. We've got the kitchen tutorial coming through. That means we're cooking up something delicious. We're talking about a cabbage and rice soup that is just going to give you all the warmth you need on these cold days, and we're also adding some sourdough to that. So can you say yummy? Oh yes, we can. And then don't forget, we're still talking about love languages, and this one being, does a coffee mean a love language? Does buying a coffee mean someone's asking or talking about your love language? Well, we need to have a conversation and figure this one out. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you just after this. Serving.
Only you can make my day.